Hi everyone, it's Jenny here from Chill Lifestyle. Okay, so I had the feeling that I needed to do a bit of a reading. This reading's specifically for people in South Africa that are going through quite a lot at the moment. So I thought I will do a reading and try and see if I can help with all the confusion as to what's happening right now. Okay, so to start off with the situation, yeah, I know you're just seeing cards all over the place. So I've just had to use a lot of clarifying cards because right now I think I just needed to understand exactly what's happening. So the basis of what's going on with the Oracle card in reverse. So that's basically this card here. Okay, so the Oracle card is really and truly about using your intuition. It's about, in traditional tarot, this is kind of the Fool. It's about new beginnings. It's about stepping out into the new. But by using your intuition, by, getting spiritual downloads. It was in reverse, which means people are not using their intuition. They're not using the spiritual downloads, okay? Basically, we were supposed to have a new beginning, a new start in the country and move people away from the bad times into better times. There was definitely new potential, but people, but because we weren't using the spiritual guidance, we have overindulged in the situation, okay? Our journeys seem to have basically stopped. People are not going forward or moving forward within their life. In fact, it feels like there's a huge amount of separation within the country. Communication is not really good, and it's just brought things to perhaps a bit of a standstill, okay? We've got the diversity card here, which again, we've moved away from happiness. We've moved away from perhaps bringing in a lot more diversity into the country, or at least celebrating the diversity. Instead, people have been more self-indulgent. They've been more kind of working on their own financial situation, and they haven't really been in search as to where we could have been or where we should have been. With the Two of Keys here, there's obviously been lost. People feel like they've been completely robbed from the situation. However, there is a light in the background there, which is saying, that there's still a light after all the destruction and after all the loss, okay? However, it's time for someone to take a bit of a lead. There's time for, this is the poverty card, so there's poverty and there's a leader, and in between that we have the Six of Coins, which is very much a very wealthy man that is balancing the money that he's getting and he's giving it to the poor people. So people well, the leaders within the country, or the wealthy, or the leaders need to bring about more balance in order to basically hand down basically to the poor, okay? But instead of doing that balance, they have try to take control of the people and try to control the people, okay? So this is the basis as to why the situation is happening, and this is obviously the information coming down from Spirit. Currently, okay, so there is communication coming, knowledge and communication coming, okay? It might be with the Hermit card. So we have the Hermit card, the Five of Wands, and this is the Gateway card, okay? This is also a card of being at home. But in between all that is this Five of Wands, which is really about clashes and about conflict, okay? And it might cause people to have to isolate themselves within their homes, okay, while this communication comes in, all this knowledge that comes in. We've also got the Architect card has come out in reverse. Now, the Architect card is basically saying that, it's like having a new start and making plans to build. An architect designs, plans in order to build a home. And this is about building our lives or rebuilding, obviously, what's happened. It's come out in reverse, which means plans have changed, structures are not working out, and things are perhaps collapsing. Okay. There's a judgment call that needs to be made, and this needs to be made by a leader that needs to be using logic. Okay, this is no time in order to be using being all airy-fairy. We're needing someone to use a lot more logic. We need someone to be a lot more stricter, okay? And as I said, this judgment call needs to happen. They need to, people need to rise up, but obviously in a positive way in order to bring about balance and harmony within our lives, okay? With the Akashic library here, so the Akashic library, this is a man that's sitting in the Akashic library. He's about to write what's coming in. Now, with that, this is also the Magician card, which is saying that, you know, as the people, as in us, we can come together in order to bring about something more positive, okay? Yes, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety happening right now, but this is also a handout coming in, and this could be a handout from God, or, you know, an offer that's coming in that could bring about something more positive, okay? And it could be definitely, there's a lot more potential, or a potential for things to improve. But we also, in order to see that potential, in order to view things as potential as a whole, we're needing to have more of a coming together in a positive way. So we need to not have the fear, but rather manifest happiness, manifest new beginnings, and have the belief in something more positive to happen. The outcome we have got, the Buddha prepares. This is the Hanged Man card, as well as, obviously, you know, with the Buddha, this is preparing for situations. This is, you know, people coming together in prayer, people coming together as a community. These people are all coming in their different way to bring about peace. There's also about a sacrifice that perhaps needs to happen, and in order to see things from a different perspective, okay? And to clarify that, I have got the Five of Swords, the World card, and the Three of Cups. And, you know, the Five of Swords is all about feeling defeated, feeling very confused, not understanding what's going on. But there is some kind of clarity, some kind of sacrifice that has to happen. Again, people coming together, and there will be a conclusion to the situation, okay? Something will come to a conclusion, and the outcome is the Three of Cups, and that's people coming together in celebration, okay? So there will be some kind of celebration. It's going to be confusing. We might not know what's going on, but there is definitely, you know, peace coming in after all this destruction, after all the situation. I think that there's things that can be rebuilt. And like I said, there is a better leader, or a situation where there's more potential, and someone who can come in and make a judgment call that's going to be a lot more positive. So I thought I would just give you that for people who are obviously very concerned. I know there's a lot of stress, a lot of worry. There could still be a lot more bad times before we get the good. And again, just try to keep things positive. Try to have a lot more faith in the situation, and understand what collapses can be rebuilt in a better way. Okay, there's just lessons that people needing to learn. We're needing to learn how to come together instead of, you know, being selfish. We need to learn how. This has taught us a lot about giving to people of less fortunate, giving to people, coming together, and you know, the diversities. And I think with this card here, you know, the celebration card, you know, it's almost like three people, or three different, you know, kind of groups and races or whatever, all coming together in order to form a conclusion and bring about a better result than what we've had to go through. Okay, that is all what I have for you. I just thought I would bring this up, and I thank everyone and have a good week.